Hello there, Craig Bailey from XEN, and in this video I'm going to walk you through our HubSpot HealthCheck offering. This is a complete review of your HubSpot portal to identify issues, recommend fixes, and streamline your campaigns. So let's go through it. What I'm going to cover today is, well, basically what is it, whether it's a fit for you, what it includes, costing guidance, the benefits, and how to get started if you're interested. Okay, so the objectives, as I said at the start, it's a complete review of your portal. And really the reason you need to do this is because over time, your HubSpot portal, if you're using it extensively, tends to get a bit messy, a bit clogged up with lists and contacts, and because you're probably doing things quickly and ad hoc in fashion, things aren't really carried through at best practices. Files end up all over the place, lists here, naming conventions get dropped, workflows get confusing and mixed up, all those kinds of things. So really what the goal and the objective of the health check is to look through, highlight those issues, also look for opportunities, other things that you could be using that you're just not using because you weren't aware of them. HubSpot's continually adding new features to the product, so you might have missed some of these, so we highlight those. We highlight best practices, things like naming conventions, how to use workflows with each other, all these kinds of things, so that you get the most out of your HubSpot investment. So it's really about ensuring that as you use HubSpot, you use it to its fullest. Who's an ideal fit for this? Well, you're probably a mid to large company. You've probably been using HubSpot for at least 6 months. I'm going to say perhaps 12 months. It's not for new HubSpot clients. If you're just getting started, this isn't for you. This is if you've been using HubSpot for a while. So you've had time to actually use it in anger, so to speak, and start using lists, emails, workflows, conversations, all those kinds of things. And the other thing about whether it's a fit, it's if you're using most of the HubSpot features. If you're only using HubSpot for one thing, maybe just for the blog or just for emails, chances are this isn't a good fit for you because there's just not enough for us to review to give you the value. And ultimately it's about if you're feeling you're not getting the most out of HubSpot and there's more that you could be doing, then this is for you. All right, what does it include? Well, we do an analysis and review of all the key areas. I'm going to give you an example in a second. We come up with recommendations. There's 2 hours of one-to-one consulting with me. We get on a Zoom call, and after I've analysed your portal, I go through everything with you in detail. It's almost like a mini training session in a way. I highlight things that you could need fixing or areas that you could improve, and I give you training on how you can do those and prioritize them. It also includes some courses and videos that you can refer back to and really get an actionable checklist of items to prioritize. I'm going to show you an example in a second, but before I do that, I just want to make it clear that this is really about identifying and recommending the issues. We don't go in and implement them in the portal for you. We give you basically the prioritized list of how you go about it. All right, so let's just jump into an example. I'm going to pause the slide deck for a minute. And here's well, look, it's basically, when we call it a health check, it's a checklist. There's a whole bunch of things that we go through. And I'll give you an example. This is actually a real client one. I've redacted their name. I've called them Acme for the purposes of this video. But you can see everything we went through, and there's quite an extensive checklist of all the different areas of the portal we go through. And what we're doing is we're giving them a score, A, B, or C, and then a priority on whether they need to be addressed quickly. So there's general settings and setup of the portal. We check that those settings are in place, and we give it a score. So if you get an A, that means, yep, you've got it okay, nothing to action. A C means it hasn't been started, and a 2 means, yeah, that's a priority 2. Maybe it's not for this quarter, it's for next quarter. And really what you're looking for is anything that's a B or a C and a priority 1 at the end of it. We give priorities around things. There's links through to the key areas in your portal, so you can jump to them. We also give you recommendations and key things around setup. And this goes on for all the different areas: contacts, conversations, marketing, all files, forms, CTAs, automation, workflows, all these different sales areas, deals, reports, it goes on. And so this, for example, is when we started it, and then we hand this over to them. I went through a number of video calls with them, highlighting these and explaining why they're important. And then in this case, they actually then hired us to fix some of these. In your case, you don't have to, you can manage them yourselves, or we can do it for you. That's a separate piece. But here you can see later in the month, things had been checked off and had been addressed. They targeted each of the B and C areas and the priorities 1 and 2. And then so you get at the start, you kind of get, here's where it all started, and then later it's all been addressed. So you can actually see the before and after, what's been improved, and that goes all through the portal. So in this particular client's case, I can't mention their name, but I can tell you they're a large multinational company, and they had a whole ton of things that they fixed up, especially around the way their campaigns were organized, landing pages, tracking through to thank you pages, a whole lot of naming conventions that really improved everything across lists, emails, pages and campaigns and workflows to make sure everyone understood what they were working on. So it was very useful process, and also a training process for them as well. We identified a whole bunch of areas in HubSpot that they weren't actually using that they could, and so that provided a whole lot of benefit to the company there. So that's a quick example of what you get, and I'll just highlight one other area. There's a whole course that we provide around this as part of it, and you can kind of see some of the course curriculum. This is a whole bunch of notes and also videos for many of these, where we actually walk through our own XEN portal, and I actually guide you through how we've set it up. We have an enterprise portal, how I've set it up, and you possibly can just learn from seeing how we've set things up. We've had HubSpot for I think more than 6 years now, so it's got a whole ton of stuff in it, and we've basically got that all working really smoothly now. So I'm going to head back to the presentation. That was the example there. I'll just go back into presentation mode to finish this. Oops, I think we've jumped ahead. That was the inclusions, yeah, onto the cost now. So I'll give you a bit of guidance around the costing. You probably saw it there. Starts around $2,500 AUD plus GST, and it can go up to around $4,000 if you've got a very complex site. So most of the clients we deal with, it's not particularly complex and it's very manageable for $2,500. But we have had a few clients, enterprise portals, hundreds of workflows, hundreds of lists, emails, all kinds of nurture campaigns, and it's taken significantly longer to go through and review all of those and come up with recommendations. But that's a good cost guidance for you. In terms of the benefits, really the outcome is you get this actionable list of recommendations, and the goal is to use your HubSpot portal more effectively, right? So we want to fix issues, reduce errors, improve automation. HubSpot at its core is a marketing automation and sales CRM engine. So we want to automate as many of those processes that we can, and that saves you time and money. Also means if you're automating a lot of these things, you get better engagement with your contacts, nurtures and things like that, and you also get improved reporting processes and visibility. How do you get started? Kick it off? Well, just fill out the form below on this page. We'll be in contact. That'll likely be me. Could be one of my team. We're all HubSpot certified. We've been doing this for many years. Chat to you. Want to learn a little bit more about your business, answer any questions you've got, and I really just want to ensure it's a good fit for you. If you're using HubSpot Marketing Pro or Enterprise or Sales Pro, Sales Enterprise, it's likely to be a fit for you. If you're just on HubSpot Starter or Free, it's probably not. We'll go through all of that. So just fill out the form. We'll get in touch, chat through what you want to achieve, and I'll tell you whether it's a good fit for you. And then we can take it from there. We have a bit of a wait list of people because there's a 2 to 3 week turnaround as we go through everything, prepare videos for you. So we just get you on the wait list, and then we can slot it in as soon as possible. Hope that's helpful. If you've got any questions, please fill in the form. We'll get in touch, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you soon.